All right, welcome back to the Auto Authorities, and we are back, and we are going to talk about the best extended warranty to buy. It's a topic that a lot of people are asking us at iAutoAgent, and we are going to literally set the record straight today. Are you ready to do this, Gerald?
Yeah, great topic.
Go.
Have you ever felt like you were taken for a ride while buying, selling, or repairing your car? Well, not anymore. I'm Jay, and this is the podcast to tell you what to watch out for, whether you are buying, selling, or repairing your car. With over 26 years of automotive experience, we are the Auto Authorities. This podcast is sponsored by iAutoAgent.com. We're real estate agents for cars.
Booyah! Welcome back to the Auto Authorities. My name is Jay and Gerald coming to you live. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about the best extended warranty to buy. It is a question that is asked. Gerald and I are absolute experts on these. We're going to set the record straight and make sure that you don't get taken advantage of when you purchase your next warranty. But before we get going, I want to thank our sponsors, iAutoAgent.com. That's I like integrity, AutoAgent.com. Real estate agents for cars for the personal side, where they will handle everything from start to finish of selling that vehicle at no cost to you. And if you're a business and you want to sell that really large fleet or even a small fleet, iAutoAgent will handle everything and end to end for you, making sure that you sell at the optimal times and that you buy at the optimal times. And when you are ready to buy your vehicle, call iAutoAgent. They will find the vehicle for you. They will vet the vehicle. They will literally deal with all the dealer communications and tee it up where either you go in and pick up your vehicle when you approve the deal, or they'll have it transported directly to your house nationwide. Anyway, we have a lot to talk about, but before we get going, I want to make sure that you know about the Auto Authorities YouTube page. You can simply go on there, subscribe, be notified for all of our podcasts. You can watch us live on Facebook group page. Just click the join group button. Third, you can also listen to us if you're just driving to work and you want to listen to us on iTunes, Pandora, Google Podcasts. We're on 19 different channels. And I encourage everybody, leave comments. We want to hear your feedback. And if you have questions, we will answer them literally right with us. Right, Gerald?
Sure.
So
And
anyway, let's talk about extended warranties. One other thing. Our podcast is also sponsored by Dealership Rescue and Wrestling with Sales, and I'll let Gerald tell you all about that.
yeah, and hey, pound the like button too, because it really means a lot. Pound the like button, subscribe. That helps a lot. And you can go over to Wrestling with Sales. We're going to talk about, just positive motivation. What helps you sell something? How do you get that next level? And, you can hear from some legends, because you want to be careful. There's a lot of dealerships that are kind of going over the edge. And if you see this guy trying to sell you a car, everybody has a price, but you may want to run.
Hey, gang, if you want to get the best value for your buck, you got to go to Finley Mazda. That's Gut Garth. Hashtag Gut Garth. You know why? Because the $1 Million Man says so. You know why? Because everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Now, Garth's actually a really good guy. He's a sales rep at one of the biggest Mazda dealerships in the country. And he had our friend Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, do the little promo for him. And Ted DiBiase, if you remember back in the old WWE days, everybody's got a price. But now there's a lot of finance managers that kind of look like Ted DiBiase. So you want to be a little bit careful when you're stepping into the ring and buying your own car.
Well, not even just that, but we're talking about warranties today. And if that guy was in the finance office and I saw him, well, number one, I would not be very comfortable. And it's already uncomfortable being in that finance office. But
Yeah.
let's really dip into this. Well, when people hear warranty, it really is not a warranty. It's called a vehicle service contract. It is a insurance policy that is backed by insurance companies, and it is not a warranty. It is not a warranty. We still have to call them warranty sometimes because people are like, what's a vehicle service contract, right?
Yeah, you'll see a couple of different acronyms. You'll see vehicle service contract, you'll see extended service contract, you'll see mechanical breakdown protection insurance, MBPI. That's a newer one. So they all basically mean the same thing. And then it gets down into the weeds on what you're actually getting covered. That's a good point. With a manufacturer's warranty, your new bumper to bumper warranty, which is a misnomer in itself, everything except wear items are covered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Warranties, extended service contracts, it's hit and miss, right? I mean, you can have a pretty comprehensive one, a platinum level or titanium or whatever they call it. But then there's also gold, silver, bronze. And then the lowest end of the spectrum, named component service contracts.
Let's talk about that. So there are two types, and Gerald brought up a really good point. Is you've got exclusionary and you've got stated, and what I'm going to tell you the one that you want to run from to start with, and we'll get more deeper into this. But when what was that guy's name? Million Hour Man? No,
Ted DiBiase.
Ted
$1 Million Man.
He's sitting in front of you like, hey, look at the stated policy. Look at it right here. You got 17 different pages of coverage. It's got this and this and this, and you got 3,000 components, and it's all covered. And you're like, wow, that sounds great. But what he doesn't tell you is there are 30,000 pieces to a vehicle.
Yeah.
And you have very, very little coverage when you're doing the stated. But Gerald, sometimes you don't have a choice. It depends on the year of the vehicle and the miles.
Yeah, and in some cars, you get an old enough car, maybe you can only get a powertrain warranty. And a powertrain warranty, the simplest way to explain it is it's going to cover the parts of the car that oil touches. So the parts of your engine, your transmission, and your drive shaft that are touched by oil. That's what's covered by a powertrain. It's good to have. I mean, there are parts that you'll miss, right? You want to have one, but on newer cars, those tend to not be the parts that break.
You hit the nail right on the head. Folks, this is a golden nugget for you. Well, number one, I don't like the word powertrain. I like the word exclusionary, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But stated is technically a powertrain, but the powertrain is the lowest of the lows. And what Gerald is saying is you are driving a computer, and computers do not require oil. They require lots of electronics, and that is one of the most expensive things to break on your vehicle because you're driving around a computer, and you better make sure that stuff's covered.
Yeah. You can have parts. One part could be $6,000. If you're driving a hybrid car, there's a part called a power converter. That's what connects your electric part of the car to the gas part of the car. Now, the benefit of a hybrid is all of the regular components of a car work way less than they would normally. So they do tend to last longer. You know, the brakes last longer, the engine lasts longer because it's not working as hard. The engine does a lot of the braking, your hybrid component, because it captures, here the technical term, hybrids generate power by capturing the potential kinetic energy that's generated by the slowing rolling motion of the car. It captures the energy as you slow down, and then it expels it as you speed up. Well, because it's doing that, your brakes work a lot easier. Your calipers work easier. Everything in the drivetrain doesn't work as hard. But if the cooling unit for the hybrid battery goes, or the power inverter goes, you have a 6,000-pound paperweight because the car won't move. So you'd want coverage on those things.
Absolutely. And let's get into the really good coverage, the coverage that you want. And we have people contacting us all across the country for our exclusionary policies. And we're one of the very, very few companies in the country to be able to offer this type of product because, and they all have different names. This is called a prestige policy. And basically what exclusionary is that it has one paragraph on the policy that shows what is not covered. If it is not listed in that paragraph, that one paragraph,
Covered.
it's covered. And that's what you want. You don't want 17 pages of things. There's so many, there's a piece here, and then there's 15 pieces that go inside that piece. Like an exclusionary is the best of the best, the best of the best. Now, not every vehicle qualifies for that, and it sometimes is necessary to go to stated. So when we sit down with our clients, we're like, what is the coverage that you want? Like someone actually just contacted us about a BMW, and they had 85,000 miles, believe it or not, on a 2015 and 86,000 miles on a 2018 BMW X1. Number one, the policies that we had were really, really good. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a BMW and you don't have a policy on your BMW, you are playing Russian roulette.
Sure you are.
I don't care if the thing's $6,000 for a policy, buy it, because if something breaks, it could be 10,000. And in a second, I'm going to tell a story in a second here. But that's what you want as an exclusionary policy if you can.
Sure. And in certain brands, you can't buy warranties. You can only buy them from the manufacturer. If you have a Land Rover, if you have a certain Mercedes, if you have certain Audis, you have to buy it from the manufacturer.
I'm going to share something with you, Gerald, because I had thought that as well. And we had a company come to us. We actually just did an exotic car purchase for one of our clients.
Okay.
We found out that the warranty they were using is basically with a high end. So they do Land Rovers, Ferraris. I mean, they do all of them.
Okay.
So we have access to those now.
Oh, that's great.
We have Land Rovers, Porsche 911s, Ferraris. They're not cheap.
No.
But it also isn't cheap when one of those things breaks, and I never would have one of those cars without a warranty.
Oh, no, it'd be crazy too.
Yeah, but it used to be that way, and I thought that. And when we did the deal with this, so we did a deal on a BMW i8. We did the vehicle finder program, found the BMW i8, and we looked at the warranty. I was like, oh wow, this is great. I want to connect with this company. So now we've partnered with the company. So it's really cool.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah. The other thing that you're going to want to look at is the labor rates, right? So many of these policies, you're limited on your labor rate on what they're going to actually pay if you have a mechanical breakdown that's covered. You've got to read these policies. They're not all cracked up to what you think they are.
No, not at all. And like here, we're talking about the stated component warranties. How about this? Okay, your transmission's gone. You got your warranty, right? You're paying for the warranty. Either you bought it up front or you're paying month to month. There's lots of services that do month to month warranties. Some of them are fine. Some of them are quite good. Others, though, you kind of get what you paid for. What usually goes to cause a transmission to go? It's usually a torque converter or a solenoid. Well, if you have an exclusionary, if you have a named component warranty and it doesn't mention the torque converter or the solenoid, guess what's not covered? Your transmission. Because they're going to say the transmission failed because this part failed. This part's not covered. Sorry.
Yep.
That's the downside to the named component coverage. And you can spend quite a bit of money on those warranties and really not get much protection at all. That's the downside of them.
It is. And one of the things that really frustrated me is I worked at one of the largest dealership groups in the entire country. And they had a 10-year, 200,000 mile warranty. and they still sell this warranty to people.
Mhm.
And it sounds so great until you actually read the policy. I mean, you basically have no coverage.
Hmm.
I mean, I am not kidding. Like, it is so many smoke and mirrors on these things. And I'm going to tell you a little golden nugget. And the way that you know if you're dealing with a reputable company, the very first thing you should do is look for reviews. And I'm going to tell you this. If you're looking at warranty reviews, don't expect to see glowing reviews. And why is that? It's because the people that sell the warranties to the consumer, they are not being transparent. They're not really letting you know what is covered on these warranties. And so then there becomes an expectation that is there that is not really reality.
That's fair.
Yeah. And if they do not have an A plus Better Business Bureau rating, you have to try really hard not to have an A plus Better Business Bureau rating. There's the shittiest companies in the world that have A plus Better Business Bureau ratings, and there's a big one right here in St. Louis that has a D rating.
Hmm.
So just look at the reviews and look for patterns on those reviews just to tell, like, are they saying the same things? Like, just like you said in the beginning, Gerald, it's like wear and tear items are not covered. If
No.
your seat cracks or your dashboard cracks or something like, or you need brake pads, no, that stuff is not covered.
On a traditional warranty, there are warranties on the appearance of the car, and they actually are legitimate warranties. I think virtually every dealership in the country now is selling them. You can buy them when you purchase the new car. They actually do cover the interior components, cracking,
Oh,
staining,
those
fading,
things. Yeah,
discoloring.
sure. Those are separate policies.
Yeah, but it's
Absolutely.
a separate deal. It's a appearance. It can be called an appearance protection package. It can be called a interior sealant with a warranty. It can be called all
Right.
sorts of stuff. There's multiple companies, but the product is almost irrelevant. What matters is the warranty. So if your leather does spider web, like they do sometimes, that is actually covered if you bought that plan.
Yeah, and you have to again read the small print because sometimes they also limit you on the length of the crack or like there's so many different policies now. It just boggles.
Well,
I don't even know
keep in mind too, why are all these policies sold?
profit.
Profit, but it's kind of like a gym.
Oh,
When
sure.
people build
Jim-
gyms, they sell memberships over and over and over and over again, and they generally don't get used.
Right.
Here's a crazy stat. Prepaid maintenance. People that buy prepaid maintenance when they buy their new car, they only use 55% of it.
That's
It's an
such
oil
a good
change. You need to
point.
do it, but only 55% of it gets done because who knows why? Maybe they're at Costco and they go, oh, hey, I can get my tires rotated here. I'll do it. Or they're driving by Valvoline and they got a coupon. I'll just go here and get it done. You already paid for oil changes and you're not using it. If you don't use prepaid maintenance, what are the odds that you're going to use your warranty?
So, oh my gosh,
Probably pretty bad. So,
that's a
it ends
huge
up just
golden
being
nugget.
profit.
That's a huge golden nugget. Huge what Gerald just said, because what happens is it is like a gym membership and then you like forget that you have it. So I'll give you a perfect example. We were talking with a client a couple weeks ago. They were looking to sell their vehicle. And we said, one of my agents, do you have a warranty with it? They're like, oh, yeah, I do. Well, guess what? You can cancel that warranty and get cash back if it is a reputable warranty. Like the ones that we have, if you don't use it, you
Yeah.
get the money back. Poor prorated, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Any warranty you buy from a dealership is going to be like that too. So there's lots to go over, and I'm sure we'll be able to have in future episodes, we'll have somebody on from a warranty company
Yeah.
to let them speak for themselves, if you will. But they're not all bad, and by no means am I saying don't consider the warranties at the dealership, because generally speaking, if you get what seems like a good value, if you did some research up front, because you can check and see what a warranty should cost, depending on who your auto insurance is with. Some auto insurance companies, including Geico, are now offering mechanical breakdown protection insurance at the time of a new car purchase and insuring it. So you may want to look at that, because in terms of the most cost-effective warranty out there, that's it. May not be the best overall in terms of coverage, but you're
Yeah.
paying virtually nothing for it.
So
So a lot of stuff to go over.
if you have any questions, we can help you at iAutoAgent.com if you want a warranty or just have questions about the warranty that you have. There's so much that goes into these, and you just want to work with a reputable company, somebody that, like, even the company that we work with on some of the newer vehicles, they cover catalytic converters. Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's huge, because most people, if they are getting their catalytic converter stolen, it's an auto insurance claim.
That
It's
is.
a claim that counts against your insurance rate. So yeah, having it covered on a warranty is huge.
Well, if they get stolen, that still goes to insurance.
Okay.
But if it's a breakdown, and we all know catalytic converters usually break down about 90 to 100,000 miles on a lot of cars, and it's what, $1,500 to $2,000 per,
Yeah.
and you got two of them, right?
Some have
Yeah.
more. Yeah.
Oh, some have more. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Okay, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, so this is incredible. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. Um, I think that we pretty much hit everything possible. Again, if you have any questions, go to the Auto Authorities YouTube page, leave questions. Go to the AutoAuthorities.com, our Auto Authorities page. Go to iTunes, Pandora, Facebook group page. There's so many different ways you can get a hold of us. Gerald, do you have anything else before we sign off?
No, I think that's enough for now. We keep going for a while, but
Yeah, we can.
there's always more time.
Always. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We will see you next week. Peace.